I was interested in all kinds of sciences, but when I started university, eventually I began studying psychology. And psychology is the studies of behavior, what makes us think, what makes us feel, and so on. Then, as a psychology student, I thought that what we learned in textbooks and the lectures didn't say very much about what the brain does.
In the landmark journey that has reshaped our comprehension of the brain's navigation system, Edvard Moser's research into the mechanisms of spatial memory stands as a testament to the power of curiosity-driven science. Alongside Edvard Moser and John O'Keefe, Moser was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2014 for their pioneering discovery of the brain's positioning system.
And I started studying a part of the brain that's called hippocampus, that means a seahorse. And that's also a structure that is very important for navigation, for making an internal map in the brain that helps us know where we are. And studies of those place cells then finally led me and Edvard Moser to discover another similar type of cell called grid cells, which is a kind of internal coordinate system or an internal GPS that we use to find our way.
The cornerstone of Moser's Nobel Prize-winning research was the identification of grid cells in the entorhinal cortex. These cells, characterized by their unique hexagonal grid patterns, are critical for spatial positioning and navigation. After winning Nobel Prize 10 years ago, Edvard Moser continues to push the boundaries of scientific understanding in his field. Without the discrimination, there's also a saying that the male brain, I don't know if it's a brain or not, that male can remember the directions and use the map better than female. So are there any research that confirms that this is true?
I would say both yes or no. So the answer is mixed. So first of all, it depends on how you measure it. So if it is a kind of navigation, finding your way where you depend on distal landmarks, let's say a valley and a mountaintop and so on, and knowing your direction in a landscape, then very often the male brain is slightly better. It's big variation both among males and females, but if you test 1,000 of each, then you will find that males are somewhat better. But now, if you do it differently, if you have an environment where the landmarks are close, let's say, for example, you are in a forest, and your way to find out is to look around, see what trees are there, what flowers are there, and so on, then it's sometimes reversed, actually, that the females are better, because it's a different strategy for finding your way. So navigation is not one thing, and then it depends on which kind of navigation you ask about. So if it is the one where you use landmarks that are far away, then males are better. But if you use the one where you have to more look at the things that are around close by, then it's at least in some studies, reversed. Male and female brains are different in many ways, right? It's not only navigation. So other aspects, for example, learning words and language, then usually the females are better. So it goes both ways.
Let's talk about the generation gap and the brain development. So the older generation who use the paper maps and the younger generation who use the technology like the GPS map. Yep. So are there any differences between their brain development or the working of that brain?
I would say that it's very likely that our navigation systems do get different, because with the GPS nowadays, many people don't really practice navigation any longer. It's different because you look at your GPS and it says go right, go left, and so on, and you just do it. And that is just like, so it points to the role of experience for navigation. And we knew that from before. So those who run orientation, do you have that here? Or that means finding your way. It's a kind of sport where you run through the forest and you have a map, and then
it's like walk rally, something like that.
Yeah, and so those who do that, they're really good at navigation in general because they practice it. And that practice may perhaps be lost. But on the other hand, the younger generation gets very good at interacting with computers.
Yeah.
So it's just different, and it shows just how plastic the human brain is, that we adapt to things, then we may get better to some things, but then perhaps worse at other things.
His discovery of grid cells, the brain's positioning system, has brought his attention to Alzheimer's, a disease characterized by memory loss and cognitive decline. His Nobel Prize-winning research on spatial memory and navigation provides a unique lens through which to examine Alzheimer's, offering fresh insights into how the disease disrupts neural pathways. As your work also includes the finding new ways of treating Alzheimer's disease, right? So can you explain more about your new ways of treating Alzheimer's?
The work that we are doing is relevant for finding a treatment, because we understand, we try to understand the brain system that is first affected in Alzheimer's disease. And I think once we understand that system, we can find out what goes wrong when Alzheimer's starts. And if we find that, then it may be in the future possible to stop it before it's too late. Because one good thing about Alzheimer's disease is that it develops so slowly. It develops actually over, many people believe, 1 or 2 decades, 10 or 20 years. So it's really, really slow. And if you can detect it early, then you can stop it, and it's still all okay. It's just when it comes to the final stage, when many cells start dying, that it all breaks down.
Mostly also notice that they are in the ending stage already, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. When the symptoms come, you start to forget, and you can't find your way. That is already at a very late stage. So the hope is to interfere much earlier and then just stop the process. And I'm sure that there will come such a treatment, but we don't know if that will take 5 years or even 50 years.
Besides focusing on his own research, recently he has also been working in the Japan ASEAN Bridges event series, conducting various lectures, seminars, workshops, and dialogues with leaders from Japan and Thailand, as well as from other ASEAN countries.
I think these lectures hopefully will inspire young people especially to consider studying the brain and getting an education in the brain. Some of them may become neurologists, which is very important because also the growth of neurological diseases in the society. Others may become scientists, and hopefully this is enough to inspire them to follow a track. Maybe some have a dream about discovering something in the brain, and I hope that both Thailand and other Asian countries can contribute to this. We need talents all over the world, wherever they are.
Kittipat Churnsukjit, reporting for Thai PBS World.